going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. It is the one, the only Pig Trail Network. I'm its host, Dan Creator, Tyzilla83. Hope you're doing well. I know it's yet another disappointing weekend for Razorback football, but we're going to get through it. Like I say every time, I feel like I'm saying this on a weekly basis. We're going to get through this together, I promise. Basketball season's around the corner. But before we get into, discussing this Vanderbilt-Arkansas game, if you guys would at the end of the video, like, comment, share the content that you just watched. And, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button. And also don't forget about the notification bell as well. And check out all the links in the description box. All sorts of cool little tidbits of information down there and what have you. So without further ado, let's break down the game just a little bit. We're not going into stats. We're not talking about individual effort. We're not talking about any of that. This defense, this football team, it goes without saying how far they have to go. It goes without saying. We all know that. Defensively, I cannot figure this football team out. I don't know how you step up and play as well as you did against Texas A&M, against Auburn. And they've had moments this year where you feel like this is why they hired John Chavis. I can remember people on Twitter saying, when people were questioning the hire of John Chavis, and now look where we are since then. Yeah, people are wondering why we hired John Chavis. I'm not one of them. I think I know why. I've been saying it since they hired him. They brought him here to bring in the star power, to bring in the 4 stars, to bring in the highly recruited talent. That's why he's here. He's a name, and he's a guy who's pushed players into the NFL. I don't think they brought him here because he's going to turn the defense around. I've never thought that. I've never thought this guy was going to be a terrific defensive play caller. I've always thought they brought him here to start the foundation, and you do that with bringing in talent. That's what he's known for. That's what he's done That's what he did at Tennessee, LSU, Texas A&M. Yeah, I get it. LSU and A&M doesn't necessarily need the help in recruiting, but he did it at Tennessee during their good years and their bad. I've never, and I'm not saying I told you so because I'm not. I'm all for the hire of John Chavis. But right now, there's a big question mark about whether or not he should be back as a defensive coordinator year 2 or not. No, I think you can't argue with the recruiting. I get that. You can't argue with how good the class is shaping together on the defensive side of the ball when you're talking about, on paper, the current commitments that this Razorback football team has. On both sides of the ball, but especially on defense, along the defensive line, you got a big-time linebacker committed. There's a strong possibility they could land Catalon, 4-star safety. They're in on Wolf. They're in on Bush. They're in on some big-time 4-star, big-time talent. And they're there because of John Chavis. Unfortunately, we're getting the other side of John Chavis, which is something LSU fans, A&M fans have warned Razorback fans about for the last, since they hired him, on social media, on message boards. They've been saying it. Look, on paper, in recruiting, you're going to bring in stars. On the field, you're going to get something else entirely out of John Chavis. And we're seeing that. But I don't know how much of this is on him and how much of this is just a lack of talent on Arkansas's on the defensive side of the ball. Where was Arkansas on defense last year? Where was Arkansas on defense the year before that? They haven't had a respectable defense since 2014 when they had a top 20 defense. That's been a while now. So I don't know how much of this is actually on John Chavis. Right now, I think it's on everybody. I think it's everyone who steps foot on that campus in the athletic department. They all need to hit the drawing board and get it fixed. This defense is a joke. How they can do what they did against A&M and slow down Auburn, although I get it, Auburn's not exactly a powerhouse this year, but still, when you consider how poorly they've played since, it's just a real head-scratcher. Are we going to get anything out of this defense the rest of the year? I don't know. I definitely don't think Arkansas. I don't know why anybody would pick Arkansas to win another game this year if you can't beat Vanderbilt. If you lost to Colorado State and North Texas in the way that they lost to North Texas, in the way that they gave up a lead to Colorado State, of course 2-10 shouldn't shock anybody. It shouldn't. It shouldn't surprise anybody. And I do believe that it's brick by brick, and you got to be patient. But I at least expect the defense to give some effort. I don't expect the defense to look like deer in headlights against an average offense like the Vanderbilt Commodores. I don't expect them, even at Arkansas's worst, to give up almost 450 yards of offense and 40-plus points against the Vanderbilt Commodores. This team is terrible. Offensively, they're still moving. They're still moving the ball, as they should against a team like Vanderbilt. Arkansas's not win. They're going to get blown out the rest of the year if the defense looks like the way if they look the way that they played against Vanderbilt. There's no doubt about that. That was the worst defensive performance I think I've ever seen. I don't know. There's not enough words to describe what happened on Saturday. They're not well coached on the defensive side of the ball. There's still some questions. You see now why they have so many defensive linemen committed and why the last two classes, well, at least when Chavis came in and when Chad Morris came in, why they kept recruiting on the defensive side of the ball. They've got to clean the slate. There's just too many guys that don't belong out on that field on the defensive side of the ball. And they need to wipe the slate clean. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's it. That's all I got. I'm still furious. I know a lot of you are. I guess furious isn't the right word. I'm just disappointed. I know I'm going to have people call me negative. I don't care. I don't know how you could watch. I don't know how you could watch that game and tell me that I should have something positive to say. There's nothing to be positive about. This team's going to go. It looks like they're going to go 2-10. And you just got to hope and pray that these commitments stay on board and hope to God they can get Kelly Bryant on campus. So I will say this, basketball season's right around the corner. I think the baseball team's going to be good. So, athletically, Arkansas's not in the toilet as an athletic program, but the football program, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share the content. Hit the notification bell and tap the subscribe button if you haven't already. Feel free to check out the links down below. And you guys have a good rest of your week. We will see you again soon. Go Hogs.